Hi, my name is Veronica Carpio. I'm a fashion and lifestyle journalist, and you are watching Unseen TV UK. So here I have with me fashion photographer Dan Harley, who recently did like a fashion live funeral. So can you tell us a bit about how was the fashion combined with the funeral, fashion and death? Why is that?
It was. I can barely speak, but I'll try and find a few. I've been up for like the last 48 hours editing. You have like you, and you'll see it because I think hopefully we got the energy out on the video. It just off the scale, just totally like a little schoolboy running around all day, buzzing, and like the sense of euphoria when you finish it's unbelievable. But then you have to come down, which I have been for the last two days. I've not been sleeping because I've been sat in the like locked in the editing suite editing, which is just totally different energy. So you've got to come right the way down from like the hype and just the madness and the mayhem of Saturday, running around being a lunatic, and then really trying to focus to get some cuts together. And you've got to look through we had like 300 different little snippets of video. And you've got to go through each one and choose the little clips that you want and then try and process them all and try and retain continuity. I'm kind of floating a little bit. This seems a little bit surreal. But yeah, the energy was cool and it was great. And I hope that we've kind of caught that in the, in the footage.
And how was the reaction in Somerset House? Because obviously it's such a rigid place, and suddenly, having people in the street, like kind of like playing a fashion catwalk and talking about death and all these kind of like big issues. How did people take it?
They hate us. They hate us. As soon as we got stopped, because I'd said to the guy, I had a little prep talk before, like outside before we went in, and it was really just to say, look, they're not going to like us. They're going to chuck us out. But don't. If anybody just kind of tells you to stop, just don't. Just 1,000-yard stare. Just keep walking. But it never goes like you give your little prep talk, but it's never. People aren't really listening, and so security come out. We're like halfway down, and security came out, and everybody just ground to a halt. And I was about 5 yards. I was behind security because I was kind of filming them coming to me, and so security caught them, and they just all stopped immediately. And security said, whatever security said to them, I don't know, puffing their chest out, you can't, it's not cool, you can't come in here. And they all just immediately looked beyond security to me, and they went, Dan, what do we do? As if I was some superhero who was going to, I couldn't do anything. So we got chucked out, and I said to the security guys, look, man, I said, it makes more sense for us to continue round, we'll do a lap, and then we'll just go, right? But security, no, mate, you're going back the way you came. And I went, dude, it's like a massive bottleneck there. So security won the day, and we bottlenecked in reverse out. And it was quite surreal, because for about a minute, we'd sucked all the people out of Somerset House. And as we were leaving, you sort of look back, there was nobody in Somerset House, because they'd all come out with us going, what's this mayhem going on?
How did you come up with the idea, or, about doing like a fashion funeral kind of?
I'd said to Anoush, look, we've got to do something for Fashion Week. We've got to do something. It's too high profile not to.
And Anoush, can you explain a bit who is Anoush?
He is officially, in the blurb that I've been kind of promoting for the last 2 weeks in anticipation of Live Fashion 5, is, you've got to say, he's London's most flamboyant cult designer. He's the most flamboyant cult designer in London, I think, for me.
Your opinion, obviously.
Yeah, it's my opinion, but I see a lot of designers, so I feel like I can, there's things I know that I don't know, but I kind of feel like I know a little bit about this. So I'm quite happy to say he's the most flamboyant cult designer that I've come across. And he's like a sort of, look theatrical couture, if you like, which is what I like, because when you're out in the street, you want heads turning, you want jaws dropping.
And why the idea of relating death and fashion?
Yeah, well, it's not literal. That's the first thing. It's totally conceptual. So the kind of the thinking really is that.
It's totally conceptual because no one is dead. Are you playing against death, with death? What is it about?
You say nobody's dead. We were expecting, because we bought the funeral.
Someone died while you were doing the catwalk show?
No. To our surprise, there was a placard on the funeral casket when it arrived. It's a dude called Archibald Murdoch, right? Which is just a great name. It's a real East End gangster name. We just expected like a naked funeral coffin, but there was a gold plaque saying Archibald Murdoch. So Archibald Murdoch's dead. Which is not a laughing matter, presumably, if you're a friend or family member of Archibald Murdoch. So we got his coffin, which, you know, it's just weird, really. We weren't expecting it, but there you go.
I mean, and there was someone playing like that inside the coffin, or what was the purpose of having a coffin there?
Yeah. We had a couple of girls playing dead at various stages, but yeah, you did say to me, what, like, was it literal or conceptual? Yeah, it was conceptual, and the thinking really was that like, fashion's always dying. Like, a trend comes in, it kind of makes its explosion for a couple of years or months or 6 months or whatever it is, and then it dies. But it's really like, don't worry, it's going to be reborn again. So as soon as it dies, it kind of, so it's a constant sort of death and rebirth, if that makes any sense.
Thank you very much.